أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أم حسبتم أن تدخلوا الجنة ولما يأتيكم مثل الذين خلوا من قبلكم مستهم الباساء والضراء وزلزلوا حتى يقول الرسول والذين آمنوا معه متى نصر الله ألا إن نصر الله قريب. Dear friends, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I recited Surah Al-Baqarah, ayat number 214. In this ayat, Allah tells us about the patience for the whole people who are suffering in different type of calamities, and even when the situation becomes so much worse that the people are feeling that no help and just they are in the situation of strange where they feel that uh, Allah's help is no coming. So this situation, which is very very dangerous, and in that situation, Allah tells you that you must have patience because the reward of the patience is paradise. So if you are just to observe patience and believe in Allah and don't feel worries or problems because Allah is present. Allah is helping every time, but sometimes the help of Allah comes late. That is a trial, that is a test. So, this way, Allah said, you just be a nice person to have tolerance, to have patience, and Allah's help comes to you. But sometimes, if you feel help is coming late, so it means Allah wants to see you how much you are constant in Islam, in with Iman, and so this way Allah wants to see the uh, strong power of the person who stand on Islam at that difficult situation with full force and also having patience, then Allah's help after all comes to that person. We read ayat, Allah said, Am hasibtum, do you think an tadkhulul jannata, that you will enter in paradise? Am hasibtum an tadkhulul jannata, do you think that you will enter into paradise? Walamma yatikum, but you have not met or you have not faced masalullazina, the situation of those people khalaw min qablikum, who were before you. You have not met the situation or you have not faced that type of situation that came to the people who were before you. Massathumul basaw, they faced hardship, what the raw torture was zulzilu, and they were shaken hatta yakula rasulu wallazina amanu ma'ahu, hatta until yakula rasulu, until the prophet said wallazina amanu, and the people who were with iman, they also said ma'ahu, who were with him. So the people who were with him, with the Prophet with the Prophet ﷺ and the Prophet ﷺ, they said, "Mata Nasrullah, when will the help of Allah come? Allah, beware, behold, listen. Inna Nasrullahi Qareeb. Indeed, the help of Allah is near to you." So in this, Allah tells us that when the situation of a person becomes so much vulnerable, and the person becomes hopeless, and feels that no help is coming now, so Allah said, you don't go into that situation. You must understand that Allah is with you every time. So Allah help you when you will suffer, when you will be in difficult situation. So Allah's help will comes to you. Sometime help comes little bit late. The people becomes worry, and with uh, having the feelings that we are, Allah has forgotten us. Astaghfirullah. Sometime these type of things comes in mind, and person should have the patience and leave these ideas which comes in mind. So Allah is with us. So every time, but Allah gives sometimes the people time where the trials of the people are there. So this way Allah said, do you hasibtum an tadkhulul jannata walamma yatikum masalul lazina khalaw min qablikum massathumul ba'sa'u wad-dharra'u wa zulzilu hatta yaqula ar-rasulu wallazina amanu ma'ahu mata nasrullah ala inna nasrallahi qareeb. Do you think that you will enter paradise without facing the trials that came to those people who were before you? They were touched by the hardship, torture, and they were shaken until the messenger and those who believed with him, they said, when will come the help of Allah? Allah said, don't worry, beware, listen, the help of Allah is near to you. So in Revelation, it comes that this ayat came to the Prophet ﷺ when he was in Mecca, and mostly when the Muslims in Mecca, they were under the torturing of the mushrikeen of Mecca, and those people, they were teasing them, they were different type of punishment, and different type of torture was faced by the Muslims in Makkah. And that time the Sahaba Ridwanullah alaihim ajmain, some of them came to Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and requested that you make dua for these kuffar, that they, so that we may get the good peaceful situation. But the Prophet ﷺ, what he said at that time, it comes in the hadith that is revealed by Khubab bin Arth radiallahu ta'ala anhu. This hadith is in Bukhari, and Holy Prophet ﷺ, he was sitting under the shade of Kaaba, Allah's house. So the Sahaba Ridwanullah alaihim ajmain came to him, and they requested that why you are not helping us with dua, so that these mushrikeen they should die, or they should Allah make a peaceful situation for us from them. But that time the Prophet ﷺ said to the Sahaba that do you know that before you the people they were to save their iman, even they were arrested, even they they were killed just digging the holes, and they were placing in the holes and then and filling the gap with the dust and earth and things. So people they were just alive, they were buried. Even the Prophet ﷺ also said that so some people they were cut into pieces also, and their body organs were cut. And he also said that some people whose the body meat this was just combed by the people also, and even they faced so much hardship also than that, but they were not to leave their religion, they were not to say anything, but they were to observe patience just for Allah. This way the reward for the patience is the paradise. You can see the Imam Hussein radiallahu ta'ala anhu, like in Karbala. So he faced the dangerous situation, and the torturing by the Muslims even. So those people, and they, because the Imam Hussein radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he faced because of Islam. So even you can see the situation uh, mm, in Burma now. And what happened to the Muslims? They are buried like alive, they are buried there. And some people, they are burned, and after burning, they are just put in the holes of earth, and then with the bulldozers and different other machinery, they were just to make the leveling of the earth. So situation, if you look some more worse than that, that some of the Muslims they were cut, and their body parts, their body organs were cut into pieces, and even they were slaughtered also. But they were not to accept their religion, but they were on Islam, and they accepted the death and accepted the situation in which they were dying, but they were to keep Iman with them and love Allah. That is the thing which makes them to go into Jannatul Firdaus. So this is the main thing. Like sometime this situation if comes, so that makes a person favorite before Allah, because those people they are to save iman just for Allah. Similar situation you can see like in the Ghazwa Khandaq, the battle of Khandaq, when so when that situation, what was happened that time, the kuffar they were all around, and they attacked Medina. And that time the Holy Prophet ﷺ, he said the Sahaba to dig the ditch, a big one, and so the Muslims they were in that one, the families and everyone, and it was the vulnerable situations, the bad situation, because so much cold, and there were no weapons and no food. Even the Yahud of the Jews of Medina, they were in cooperation with Kuffar, and the Munafiqeen from there, they were with cooperation with the Kuffar, and Kuffar were all around, and that was the situation very dangerous. That time the Sahaba Ridwanullah alaihim ajmain came to Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and requested that make a dua for them also so that they should be destroyed. The Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said the same thing that don't worry, Allah will give you the reward of your patience and you will get the best reward at the day of judgment because so Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam encouraged them. So these type of situations are you can see even you can see the when the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam he went to see Allah just passing all seven heavens. We call it Mirajul Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. At that time, when he met Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, uh, uh, so Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam, he said, just convey my message to your ummah that the paradise is like a barren place. There is nothing like no garden, no palace, nothing at all. But you have to build your own palaces there. You have to grow your own gardens there. So how can you do it? Just with your iman and with good deeds. So your good deeds and your iman, if you how much the iman you have, how much strong it is, and how many good deeds the amal saleh you have. So these are the things will which will build the palaces for you in the paradise, and and these will be the gardens in your paradise also. So you have to build your own palaces and grow your own gardens, just doing good deeds and with strong iman. So that is the thing. So this way sometimes the situation becomes so much dangerous and difficult, so the people they go into this situation and feel that I should die. It's like the idea of suicide, idea of like disparity, and the idea of uh, a person hopeless like this comes in mind. And that time only one thing saves the person which is hidden in them, that is iman. And iman tells them that don't worry, Allah is with you. You will get the help of Allah, and the help of Allah really comes really comes to everyone, but it depends on the time, but how much trial Allah wants, how much Allah wants to see the person is like a constant, how much is constant on Islam, how much iman the person has. So this way Allah wants to see that every person like their iman, and the situation stay up to that time. Then after that it leaves the person when the help of Allah comes and the situation becomes normal again. So this way Allah said, don't worry if you feel like the hardship or torture or even you have been shaken by the people, and but you don't worry, Allah's help after all comes to you. Like in this ayat, like said, Masathumul Basau Wadarrao وزلزلوا حتى يقول الرسول والذين آمنوا متى معه متى نصر الله Allah inna nasrullahi qareeb. So Allah's help is near, qareeb. So this way Allah's help comes to the people, but they must feel that they in the situation they must be in contact with Allah, and having the patience and tolerance and whatever the situation is there. So one other thing that need to be explained in the tafsir of this ayat is that is some people they are trying to make sect, and during the sect they try to make their sect the people so much like the so much difficult and so much extremist, so much like disturbing that they try to say that other people they are non-Muslim, and they this way the problem start, and then they motivate the people that you have to kill them, and the killing and the dispute and the problems they becomes more. And that is the thing. If you study Islam, in Islam, the more the Muslim they they got loss from uh, from this, like being sect, being into sect, because the when they divided into sect, so they went into loss, because the loss of properties, loss of life, loss of different things. So this way, and the main thing is that we Muslims must unite and like be one. Like we must be like brothers, like innamal mu'minuna ikhwatun. So we must be like brothers and sisters, and we must be one. So that is the main thing which is need, like. So so otherwise, and then we have to cooperate in good things. وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى. So we have to cooperate in good things and good deeds, not in bad deeds or bad things. So the cooperation must be constructive. That is the other thing. And then we have to follow only the Sunnah of Prophet ﷺ and Holy Quran, and that is Sharia of Prophet ﷺ. We should look at the person. If the person is completely following Prophet ﷺ and Holy Quran and Sharia, we can see the person is acting completely upon that. So then no problem, we can follow that one. But if a person who impose his own ideas and habits and mind upon the people, upon the sect or group, then the people should move to Sharia, not to that person. So that is the need of the time. So otherwise, because in Islam, everyone is equal. There is no one is the big or the have the big status, but Allah said already, inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. So from among you, the person before Allah who is the favorite one is that one who is the more pious, more good, more have the fear of Allah. So that person is more near to Allah. So this way, the person who is more near to Allah, that person has more patience, more sabr, and that person, when feels any trials or problems or test comes to him, then that person have tolerance and patience, then becomes a good person also. We request Allah that Allah save us from different type of problems also, and also different type of test, like Allah said in Holy Quran, وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ بِشَيْءٍ مِنَ الْخَوْفِ وَالْجُوعِ وَنَقْصٍ مِنَ الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَنفُسِ وَالثَّمَرَاتِ وَبَشِّرِ الصَّابِرِينَ. So Allah said, وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ, and we will test you بِشَيْءٍ مِنَ الْخَوْفِ, with frightening, like the fear of something will be produced in you. But Allah wants to see that time, if you are having the fear of Allah, if a person who has the fear of Allah, the fear of all other things go away. Same like Allah said, wal juwe, yani, when a person is also tested because of the food, like hungry. So hunger, this is also a problem sometime happen to the people also. And even naqsim min al amwal, when the person is in trading or in business or any, so is feel and get the loss there, and that is sometime as a test. Like wal anfus mean like the person personal life. In the personal life, some people they have different type of test problems, like sometime illness comes, and sometime some trouble comes to the person, some different type of things comes to the person, but mostly something is the person is under trials by Allah. And was samarat, sometimes the problem comes because of the children, so that is also possible. And so this way, Wabashari Sabirin, and the person who, people who have the patience, who observe patience, those are the people liked by Allah, because the reward of the patience is paradise. So the main thing is that in this ayat we understand that the paradise, to enter into paradise is not easy. We are just to do everything according to Sharia, and when we are tested by Allah under the under that situation, so we have to be have the patience and tolerance, and completely connect with Allah. And because Allah's test comes according to the position of the person. So Allah never put the burden on the people, but Allah puts the test or trial according to the position of the person. So this way we should not default. We must have the patience and tolerance, and we must feel that Allah is with us. And whenever we will be under the worst situation, so Allah's help comes to us. But if the help is coming late, we should have patience. Help after all will come, and Allah will save us from that critical situation, and will bring to a peaceful, normal situation, which is nice for us to make and give us the peaceful life in this world. And inshallah, and we will also request Allah, so just to uh, help us in this life to stay on Sirat Mustaqim, whatever may be the situation. We request you, please don't leave us, and be with us every time, and help us, so that save us from default, from hopelessness, and please help us and save us from difficult situations, like in Muslims now in this time, and up to the day of judgment, and make for us the situation which is peaceful, nice in this world and the world hereafter. Amen.